High school basketball is on the air. It's March Madness time. Hi, this is Larry Proietti, inviting you to join Nick Proietti and me as we're in Casper this weekend for Class 2A State Championship basketball action and Class 4A Regional Championship action as well. High school hoops on 1480 KRAE is being brought to you by our fine sports sponsors. Now let's send it to Casper, Wyoming. We can be either at the Ford Center, we can be at Casper College, or we can be at Casper Natrona High School. Action aplenty coming your way on 1480 KRAE. Before the opening tap of this contest, let's check in with our pregame show right here on 1480 KRAE Cheyenne.
Once again from Natrona High School, as we're high atop, and we are running behind due to the first contest, or the second contest, between the Camels of Gillette and the Sheridan Bronx. That went to overtime, and it went down to the bare nubbins, where the Camels survived in that victory, as they will send home Sheridan with 2 losses here. It's a double elimination tournament, and Campbell County lives to see another basketball game.
Well, looking at, again, bracket right now, we'll talk about boys action first up here in Class 4A in the East Regional Tournament. Looking at day one, again, from the at least 4 contests, Laramie defeating Sheridan, moving on. East in the contest that we had, a 1-point victory over Campbell County. Again, East versus Laramie will happen at 5 o'clock today here at Natrona. South losing to Thunder Basin 67-25. Central losing to Natrona County. Again, there was that upset I told you about, again, of Natrona at their home building. Can pull off, and they did, unfortunately, against Cheyenne Central 52-45. So it'll be Natrona versus Thunder, 8 p.m. in the winners bracket here in the Class 4A East Regional. Looking at the losers bracket, again, as you mentioned, Sheridan losing to Campbell County. Sheridan's season is done in double elimination format. Campbell County will move on to see at least one more day. And then, again, our upcoming contest, South versus Central. Again, whoever loses that contest, their season will come to an end. So, again, that's boys action. Very quickly, girls action for the Class 4A East Regional. We look at Thunder Basin defeating Cheyenne South 68-12. Central in a close one yesterday, winning over Sheridan 39-38. So it'll be Central versus Thunder Basin at 3:30 here at Natrona. Laramie defeating Campbell County 63-51. East winning over Natrona County 40-34. So Cheyenne East Lady Thunderbirds will take on the Laramie Lady Plainsmen. Again, the game will happen later on today here at Natrona County. Looking at the losers bracket so far, Sheridan took on South. South season has at least come to an end after a 20-point loss to Sheridan, so the Lady Fighting Bison will, again, at least now focus up on 23 and 24. Sheridan will move on to see another day. Natrona County versus Campbell County. Again, this game is going on right now. They will at least move on. Looks like it should be the Lady Camels who lead 70-58. So, again, recapping day one and a little bit of early morning action here for the Class 4A East Regional for boys and girls action.
All right, as we are all caught up, about $1:13 left to go in this contest with the Lady Camels. They have led from the get-go, lead 70-58. Again, the game has kind of come down to a crawl.
Well, let's allude as well, too, in our upcoming contest between Central and South. Again, we may have to cut that game a little bit short to make the long road trip over to the Ford Wyoming Center for, again, the upcoming contest and the state tournament of the semifinals between Burns and Sundance. So, again, our tentative time to kind of at least cut tail, so to speak, and, again, we'll keep an eye on the clock, is around 3 p.m. to at least make that contest over there for, again, the 2A state at least semifinals between Burns and Sundance.
And if we are fortunate enough to get caught up with the boys game, it will be a quick post-game show, top score, final score, and then we are going to have to say adios. Again, this one has dragged on here over the last couple of moments. We're looking at, they should be off the floor here within a couple of minutes. We're looking at about a 2 o'clock tap time, which would put that game over a half hour behind. So hopefully we can get caught up a little bit, because the Cheyenne Central Indians, along with the South boys, to their credit too, they can pick them up, put them down. So hopefully we can have as few interruptions as we can in that game. All right, we want to thank our fine sponsors, Meridian Trust Federal Credit Union, MHP LLP, the United States Air Force Recruiting Office, Chick-fil-A, Lennox Auto Body, the Auto Glass and Detail Center, Cheyenne Regional Medical Center, Halliday Motors, 2 doors down, Medicap Pharmacy, Page and Zach Lane at number 1 Properties, Merritt Plumbing and Heating, Cheyenne Neurological, Cheyenne Pack and Ship, Gill Window Company, Key of Cheyenne, Wyoming Department of Transportation, First Tier Bank, Burns Insurance Company, Fat Boys Tire and Auto, Cheyenne Auto Repair Service, Print LLC, giftconnections.net, the donut shop on Central Avenue, and affordable computer repair in Cheyenne. Well, 30 seconds to go. How about a timeout called in our contest between Campbell County and Natrona? This is the ladies, 70-59. We will be back after a 2-minute timeout. 2-minute timeout. You're listening to and watching High School Hoops on 1480 KRAE.
Each of us comes with a different story, a different way of looking at the world. So whatever it is that makes you different will make all the difference. I'm General C.Q. Brown Jr. Come join us.
Suddenly it's all so clear with Gill Windows. Your home deserves the very best, that's what we give to you. When it comes to vinyl windows, no need to be confused. We manufacture in Wyoming, build them all right here. 'Cause we know the climate, suddenly it's all so clear with Gill Windows. Fat Boys Tire and Auto.
When you need tires or auto repairs, find the Fat Boys. The Fat Boys family has been serving Wyoming and Nebraska for over 50 years, and we offer your family the best selection and service in the region with expert advice and quality work done right the first time. Get price quotes and schedule service at fatboystires.com.
Before you go flat, you better go fat. Fat Boys Tire and Auto.
For 17 years at Kia of Cheyenne, we have strived to offer the best value in a new vehicle. I'm AJ Miller, and the new 2023 Kia Seltos will take on the roads with rugged capabilities for all climates. The 2023 Kia Seltos has available all-wheel drive, 10-inch touchscreen, heated seats, and turbocharged power. With the new Kia, get one of the best warranties in the business. Come into Kia of Cheyenne, call 775-0123 or go to kiaofcheyenne.com, and we'll make it easy.
We're back at Natrona High School, the game that will never end, as we got 6.7 seconds left with Campbell County leading 72-62. I guess that's why the coaches make the bucks if they do, Nick. Hey, get a three-pointer, let's call it a timeout. We still got a shot at this.
Well, if anything, you got to assume for the Lady Phillies of Natrona County that, again, they're just going to try and get in as much, at least underclassmen talent in for the final few seconds, just because, again, for Natrona County, for the Lady Phillies, their season will come to an end. Again, they are down by 10 points, 8.6 seconds to go here in this ball game. So, again, Natrona County will end their season here. Campbell County Lady Campbells will live on to see another day. But, again, as we prepare for our contest, Central versus South, this is something that, again, surprising to see Central here day 2 in the losers bracket. You again figured they would pull off a win over Natrona County, but again, that magic of this building found a way that the Indians, again, will at least now face one more loss and their season will come to an end. But for Cheyenne Central, for the Indians, again, they've had a regular season sweep over the Cheyenne South Fightin Bison. Last contest that we saw with these two, again, we go back to Story Gymnasium a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
It was Central winning that contest 61-12. It was Central, again, for the first, quarter and a half on a 37-0 run.
Yeah, shutting
so
them out.
It's something that, again, for Cheyenne Central, they were dominant, again, in their previous last matchup with Cheyenne South. So is it something that we could see out of Cheyenne Central once again here this afternoon? That, again, Central with a chip on their shoulder after losing against Natrona County, again, the lower seeded Natrona County. Is it something that Cheyenne Central has something to prove here and take it out on Cheyenne South?
All right, well, we got a final score finally in this contest, as it's the Campbell County Lady Camels moving on, and the Natrona Phillies saying our season is done. So it'll be turning uniform day coming up on Monday for the Lady Phillies. Right now, the Central Indians have moved on to the floor. South High Fighting Bison have entered the building. And when we come back, we'll get to the starting lineups. Let's take a 2-minute timeout. 2-minute timeout. You're listening to and watching High School Hoops on 1480 KRAE.
All the Taco Tuesday excitement at Taco John's can really start to mix things up. Just look at these delicious simmering Tuesdays. And on this taco, Tuesdays are only $1.19. See you on taco at Tuesday John's. Oh, whoops, Taco John's.
Hey guys. He's not wearing anything.
What? Hi, I'd like to order a hot chocolate, please. What? Are you...
She shoots, she scores. It's nothing but net for your family dinner tonight at Two Doors Down. Two Doors Down is perfect for the active family with an expanded menu featuring Cheyenne's favorite gourmet burgers served with bottomless fries to your favorite platters, pastas, pizza, salads, a full kids menu, and much, much more. It's Two Doors Down. For a complete menu and specials, go to twodoorsdown.net. Two Doors Down, 118 East 17th Street. Flippin' great burgers since 2009.
Lanny at Affordable Computer Repair in Cheyenne is proud to be sponsoring March Madness, featuring our local high schools. Whenever your personal computer, laptop, or iPad is not performing to your standards, then it's time to call Affordable Computer Repair in Cheyenne at 307-256-8971 and let Lanny's many years of experience fix or address the problems that may exist. Also, watch out for those bad elements out there to harm your computer. Affordable Computer Repair is the perfect choice to consult you on the proper maintenance for your systems. Good luck to all of our high schools in tournament action from Affordable Computer Repair in Cheyenne.
You back to Natrona County High School. Larry Proietti along with Nick Proietti. Let's get to the starting lineup. Well, Central is going to wear the road jerseys, but they are listed as the home team for this contest. So this is the way they're going to come out. In the backcourt will be Jackson Whitworth. He's a 6-footer and a senior. He'll be joined by Sammy Shumway, the junior, 5'10". In the middle, James Brown, 6'5". Joe Sawyer will be on one wing. He's 6'3". How about this? Marcus Dehoff, the junior, at 6'1", will be on the other wing. So it will be Jackson Whitworth, Sammy Shumway, James Brown, Joe Sawyer, and Marcus Dehoff to get things underway in a loser-out contest for the Cheyenne Central Indians and for Jim Schaefer. Now for head coach Chad Bryan, had a chance to sit down and talk with him. He didn't think his Bison played bad yesterday. They played well in the first quarter, kind of only trailed by 7 at halftime, and then the wheels kind of fell apart where they kind of ran out of gas in the second half. Well, here's a team that's going to make you run out of gas in a hurry. The Central Indians, they like to fly, but for Chad Bryan's South High Fighting Bison with, 4 wins on the season, this is the way they're going to come on out. Gabe Hernandez will be in the backcourt. He's 5'10". He'll be joined by Caden Hart, who's 5'9". He's a junior. In the middle will be Jonathan Strong. He's 6'2", a senior. At one wing will be Robert Pountney. He is a 6'1" senior. On the other wing will be Caden Parsons. He's a 6-footer. He's also a senior. So it'll be Hernandez along with Pountney, Strong, Hart, and Parsons for head coach Chad Bryan.
Again, for Cheyenne South, they come into this contest. They were the number 4 seed out of the Southeast Quadrant. Cheyenne Central, the number 2 seed, coming out of the Southeast Quadrant. Again, this is a loser-out contest for either South or Central. Again, for Central, the Indians, again, they've been here before in regional tournament. Again, we go back to the infamously, again, a couple seasons ago. Again, the top-seeded team, again, bounced out early of this double elimination format. So we shall see. Again, Central has had the regular season sweep over Cheyenne South and pretty handily as well, too. Again, I alluded to 61-12 was the final score a couple weekends ago at Story Gymnasium when these last two teams met up. Again, it was a 37-0 run to start at that ball game in front of Cheyenne Central. So, again, will history repeat itself here at neutral site at Natrona County? We shall see. Again, South looking to prove, again, Central wrong. And Central, again, they're again, got to imagine the Indians have a little bit of a chip on the shoulder losing last night here against Natrona County in Natrona County's own building.
And it's interesting, too, with the Cheyenne teams, they've all struggled to score. Cheyenne East Lady Thunderbirds had a rough night putting the biscuit in the basket. Thunderbirds only put 42 in. Cheyenne Central.
It's definitely something about this layout of the building where, again, compared, it's got the size or at least the space of a story gymnasium, but again, with the window background and again, this upper tier, this kind of balcony area kind of throws these teams off. So again, I've talked about it a plenty where all three high schools, again, for East, Central, and South, whether it was boys or girls, during the regular season, struggled in this building. So it's just something about this building. It's a little bit more friendlier for, again, obviously Natrona County, but, again, for Cheyenne teams, it's something that they got to get adjusted to. So hopefully, again, you got it out of your system day one. Day two, now you're used to it.
And it's well lit in here. It's not like it's poorly lit. So, again, the situation for Cheyenne Central.
Big windows outside. Again.
You got a lot of sunshine that comes in, but like you said, and we talked about it too because we got a minute or two here before we go back to break. Again, it's not North Platte when we went with LCCC where you had the big glass windows up on top in the training room or the weight training, but you got the exit windows. You always got traffic going back and forth. So, again, that kind of catches your eye a little bit.
Yeah.
Again, you only have one little brick wall with padding. And then, as Coach DeBryan mentioned, I said, Coach, why is it tough on this side? And he said, especially where we're broadcasting from, he said that's got that balcony look. And, again, as you're shooting the basketball into a gray type of background. So it's a different setting. But, again, it's not like the dungeon of years past where it was dingy, it was cold, and it was so dimly lit. But it still produces the same amount of points, none. All right.
Yeah, we shall see again what happens in this ball game. Again, both teams, again, one of them's going to move on and, again, fight to live another day. Again, it's a tough thing about this loser's bracket of you can't afford another loss. If you do, your season is done.
And the Indians again, it looks like they get themselves healthy, cleaned up, cleared up, and then all of a sudden they start going bad. Again, they got beat soundly by East here, the one that we covered last week at Story Gym. And last night, I'm sorry, Nick, I didn't think they should lose to Casper Natrona. I know it was a home crowd and this, that, and the other thing. This team has got the size, it's got the speed, it's got the shooters. I just can't figure this team out at times, how they just go sour.
Well, again, key factor in this ball game, I think, again, for Cheyenne Central to come away with a victory, again, you got to look to James Brown on the inside, again, with him being back healthy, see if he can use the height advantage on the inside for Cheyenne South. I'd probably put out, again, Robert Pounding, again, see if he can catch fire as what we've seen, again, a couple months ago, part of that James Johnson Winter Classic when we had them against Green River. So, again, for Cheyenne South, for them, they got to keep James Brown quiet, and they got to find a way to at least get that outside shooting red hot, as, again, we did see in their victory against Green River, again, a couple months ago.
Well, as they say, there is no tomorrow if you don't win today. So for Central and for South, they must win here this afternoon. We will have the opening tap headed your way after we take a 2-minute break, a 2-minute timeout. You are listening to High School Hoops and watching High School Hoops on 1480 KRAE.
Wyoming owned and operated since 1971, Burns Insurance is Wyoming's right choice for your insurance needs. Burns Insurance is a trusted choice, full-service, independent insurance agency offering a full range of commercial, agricultural, and personal insurance products through many national and regional carriers. Let our friendly, experienced agents help you find the right product at the right price for your asset protection. Buy the policy, get the agent at Burns Insurance, your right choice. Find Burns Insurance on Facebook or at burnsia.com.
30 years of service and care for Cheyenne and the surrounding area continues at Cheyenne Auto Repair and Service. Hi, this is Larry Proietti for cars in downtown Cheyenne. This is the only place I take my vehicle for service, be it just an oil change, timing belt, checking on my heating air conditioning unit, and even to replace a burnt-out brake light bulb or worn-out windshield wipers. John and the staff are there to take care of most minor repairs. John is even a TechNet professional. What does that mean to you? He's one of the best when it comes to servicing your car or truck. Check out TechNetProfessional.com today. Open Monday through Friday at 604 West Lincoln Way or call Cheyenne Auto Repair and Service for an appointment at 632-0498. Chick-fil-A at Windmill and Del Range across from Powers Field is a proud sponsor of our high school and LCCC student athletes. Chick-fil-A always offers 2 convenient drive-thru lanes to pick up your order if you are on the go. Plus, they have an excellent dining room for the whole family. And remember to order ahead. Use the Chick-fil-A app on your phone. Stop into Chick-fil-A today, open Monday through Saturday, where you can enjoy breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Your home for the real chicken sandwich taste. Chick-fil-A, Windmill and Delrange.
Wisdom, expertise, compassion, qualities that are the foundation of Cheyenne Urological, with their experienced doctors and their highly trained staff providing top quality treatment for prostate cancer, urinary tract infections, kidney stones, impotence, and incontinence. You can trust Cheyenne Urological to give you the highest quality urinary care. Now offering the latest in robotic surgery, call Cheyenne Urological at 635-4131. That's 635-4131.
Outline Tribe across the front. And for South High, they will be in the home whites. Black numerals, gold outline, South across the front. One of the things, too, Nick, before we get the opening tip, is for the Cheyenne Central Indians, we see off the disabled list is one Chase Talich. Do we see a Chase Talich? Probably not in this game, but maybe in a tomorrow situation or a next game situation where, hey, if you lose, you're adios. Because, again, I know Coach Schaefer probably would have his way. He'd like to play him at State more than he would here.
Well, and again, situation for Cheyenne Central and same for Cheyenne South. Either team that moves on to tomorrow, again, is not guaranteed to go to the state tournament. Again, you still have to win one more game in front of you. Again, it's that double elimination format. So, again, those early round contests, part of this loser's bracket. So, again, for Cheyenne Central, for Cheyenne South, you win today, you move on. But, again, you're not guaranteed to state. So, again, for the instance, as you mentioned with Chase Talich, again, do you use them in that loser round contest for tomorrow morning if Central is to move on? Again, that's a determination for one Coach Schaefer.
And is that a game that's against the Camels, right?
No, it's going to be the loser of the winner's bracket.
Okay.
So again, that is to be determined later on today.
Pountney and Brown will jump center circle. Again, we are officially 37 minutes behind. This should have tipped at 1:30. Brown will get it down into the hands of Shumway, and we're off and running. Shumway will take it all down court as they're going right to left. Shumway on a bounce down low to Sawyer, flips it back to Brown. Our game's first whistle from behind should be on Caden Parsons. And it will send James to the line. He'll be shooting a pair.
Team's first foul called against Cheyenne South. As you mentioned, Parsons picking up the foul.
Well, we got a whole 13 seconds worth of game in there, didn't we? So Brown at the line, the junior, eyes it, fires it, and plunk right off the back of the iron.
Free throws were, again, a bit of a struggle in East versus Central in the Indians' loss to end the regular season at Story Gym.
Second shot forthcoming. That one is perfect. So Central on the board with a 1-zip lead. Here come the Fightin Bison. Strong into the near center court. Terminates the dribble, gives it off to Hart. Hart now to Hernandez. Hernandez and a reach-in foul. Oh, we can see this one's going to be tightly called on Joe Sawyer.
And that's the unfortunate thing for, again, these regional tournaments.
Yeah, and they're supposed to be sped up just because of the time. Parsons takes the inbound from Strong. Strong over to Hart. Hart on top. Parsons and Strong bump into each other. And Jonathan comes away with now to Caden. Hart. Again, Central with a man-on-man defense right now. They have slapped it on very tight. Parsons on the angle near side. Now they'll give it to Pountney. Pountney wanted to get inside. He couldn't do so. Now to Parsons, caught in the lane. Then he'll kick it out to Hernandez. He'll step back for the jumper. That won't go. Tapped around, ends up in the hands of Parsons. Parsons fading away and pushed as he's fading away. And who will be ticketed for the foul for Central?
Second whistle going against the Indians. And it looks like that's going to go against Marcus Dioff.
So it was not in the act of shooting, though. So for the Bison, Hart gets the inbounds near center court. He's being hounded by Whitworth. He'll give it off to Parsons on the angle on the near side, down below us. Now to Pountney. Pountney has his pocket sort of picked, and then he gets the ball back, left it short. Came off the palm. DeHoff with the rebound. Quickly to Shumway. Central on the run. Shumway now will slow it down to Sawyer. Sawyer steps back for the trifecta. Nothing but glass. And Strong comes away with it on a bounce, and Shumway steps in front of it, takes it away. Quickly down court in transition is DeHoff off the glass. Good. Central with a quick 3-0 lead at the 6:19 mark of quarter number one. Hart bringing it down in a hurry. He'll go coast to coast with it. He can't get it to bank home. Brown skying for the rebound. Hands it off to Shumway in the backcourt. Flips it up to Sawyer. Back over to Whitworth. Whitworth to Brown inside, and another whistle. Might have been Pountney.
Second team foul go against the Fighting Bison.
So for Pountney, he'll pick up the foul, trying to reach and grab. Shumway right to the bucket, sends it way out on top to Sawyer. Sawyer nonchalantly went to the backcourt, and Hernandez was in his back pocket. Luckily, Sawyer comes away with it. Shumway now over to Brown, outside, far side. On top they go to Sawyer. Sawyer back out to Brown. 5:40 on the Taco John scoreboard. Whitworth for three. That one rimmed out, kept alive by Strong. He taps it out to Pountney. Pountney to Caden Hart. Hart, right side. Now Strong wants to go inside. Over three Indians, puts it up and in, and count the bucket along with the foul. The foul will be on Shumway.
Shumway will pick up his first, team's third, call against Cheyenne Central.
And senior Jonathan Strong looking for the old-fashioned three, as it's now 3-2 in favor of the Indians. And Strong converts. We're tied at threes here in quarter number one. Shumway quickly down court for the Indians. On top to DeHoff. Again, that's Marcus DeHoff. Over to Whitworth. Whitworth now to Sawyer as they stay outside on the far side. Shumway redirects the offense. Brown comes out for it on the angle, near side. Works on Pountney, takes it to the hole, and will get the bucket. Is it a continuation? It is a bucket, and the foul will be on Jonathan Strong. So Brown hitting the hoop and getting the harm. We will see Chase Talich in. So Chase Talich, the 6'5" junior, will come back.
Surprising move for Coach Schaefer. But good to see him back, as we thought his season was over.
Well, Coach Schaefer told us last week he had been given the okay to play, and he had been working in drills. Brown converts the old-fashioned three. If Talich can get 60, 75% of that form back, this team's going to be very formidable in the state tournament if they qualify. Strong to Hernandez. On the far side to Parsons, now to Strong. Strong on the wing. On a bounce over to Parsons. They stay outside the arc. Hart with the basketball, and again, only one single arc out here too, Nick. This is not a collegiate court. Taking it inside as Hart floats one up from 8. That's good. 6-5 our score. Talich wanted to take a drive, had the ball knocked away, gets it back into the hands of Shumway with 4:15 to go here in the quarter. Sawyer far side, looking for some help on top. It's Brown. Brown to Whitworth, again staying outside. Shumway wants to go inside with it, has his pocket picked. Nice job by Hart. Lead pass to Hernandez. He'll put it off the glass, and good. He had a step on Talich, and he'll kiss it off the window. How about this? The Bison 7, Central 6. 3:50 to go here in quarter number one. Brown outside, near side, on top. We're going to get it to Sawyer, far side, into the hands of Shumway. Again, staying outside the perimeter. Whitworth back to Shumway. Shumway on top to Talich. He'll load it up for three. That one skims off the rim into the hands of Hernandez. Hernandez's bad pass as he tried to flip it over to somebody. I think it might have been Strong who was closest to it, because Strong slammed into the side. So it will, a technical foul has been called on Strong.
So technical foul. Team's fourth call against Cheyenne South.
Wow.
As for Strong with the tech, that'll be his second.
I don't know what Jonathan said. I would have ventured to say it would be language.
But either way, here's a chance for Cheyenne Central to take a couple freebies.
Sawyer at the line to shoot two. Now remember a similar situation with Cheyenne East, getting the technical, getting the ball out, and then ran off 23 consecutive points. South girls team making a lot of noise. Sawyer makes them both. So it's Central back on top, 8-7, plus the basketball, as it will be loaded up at center court. Mason DeFoya, the junior, has checked in.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. Again, situation here on the court. Again, possible turning point as it was against Cheyenne East. Again, that game at Cheyenne South as well, too. Again, the 6 players on the court technical against Cheyenne South.
Talich at the high post. Far side over to Shumway. Now on top they go to DeFoya. DeFoya double dribbles it. As again, he was looking one way and decided to go inside and put an extra hand on the ball. So 3:05 left to go here in the period. A fast-moving first quarter, which we were hoping for. Inbounds knocked away by Brown.
The ball will still stay with Cheyenne South, though.
Parsons out of bounds into Hart. In the backcourt, double team. Reach and foul by Tafoya. And for Mason, he kind of throws up his arms. And as we're seeing here with the various groups of officials, and again, we were hoping like next week things, unless you get a bloody nose, they're going to let you play. But here, at this particular venue, they have been real tight on their calls. Hand checks, that's a thing of the past. Hart with the basketball. Won't give it off to Wilmarth. Now they'll drop into the corner to Parsons, knocked away. Last touch by Parsons. So Dylan Wilmarth, the 6'2" junior, is checked in. Strong will come back in. He will come in for Parsons. Just below us, they'll trigger it in. Strong finally gets it in to Wilmarth. Wilmarth works on Talich, puts on the brakes. Now to Pountney. Pountney loses the handle of the basketball, and it was going to be last touched by Talich. Looked like the ball went off Pountney, but the official standing right below made the call.
How about this marked difference of this contest compared to, again, last time these two teams met? Again, it was all Cheyenne Central.
Pountney again losing the handle of the basketball, and will get tied up with Sawyer for the jump ball, and it will be out to Cheyenne South. So South again lives to hold on to the basketball. Strong, he will give way to Wilmarth. Wilmarth is left of the bucket. Into Strong. He steps back for the tray. Air ball. Ball loose on the floor. Shumway covers up with Hernandez. It'll be a jump ball, and this time it's out to Cheyenne Central. Well, not much happening. 8-7 our score. Central leads with 2:25 to go, and Chad DeBryan wants a timeout. We'll be back after a 30-second timeout. You're listening to and watching High School Hoops on 1480 KRAE.
Larry Proietti for Cheyenne Pack and Ship. Remember, Jeff and his expert crew will make sure your package is prepared with the most professional care and will arrive to its destination on time. Cheyenne Pack and Ship offers many other specialty services as well, including private mailboxes, notary services, fax, email, copy services, and courier services. Big or small, they pack and ship it all. Cheyenne Pack and Ship at 3901 East Pershing Boulevard. Call for more information at 307-632-9600.
In this type of tournament situation, we are timed just like everybody else, and this one has gotten way behind time. We may get about 3/4 in, so keep it tuned here to 1480 KRAE. We may have to step aside if the game does get out of reach. We might even get one that's going to be close. We may have to walk away from it. Talich drives along the baseline, dishes it off, and an easy bucket for James Brown. I think Brown was surprised he got the basketball for the 2-footer. It's now 10-7 in favor of Central. Hernandez to Poundney. Now to Strong, top of the key. Far side, they'll go over to check that Wilmarth. Wilmarth sends it back to Hart. Hart near center court. Hart with the left hand, flips it back to Poundney. Poundney into the hands of Strong. Strong keeps an eye on the clock. It's ticking down on the Taco John scoreboard, $1:45. Strong can't get inside. That's cut off by Brown, gives it off to Hart. Hart works on to Foya. Again, nice behind the back pass. No looker to Hernandez. Hernandez walks within the paint. Good job by Shumway inside the paint. So for Cheyenne Central, a host of substitutions. We'll see Collier come on in. We'll also see Dehoff, Mason Dehoff, the junior. He's a 6-footer. He brings it into Marcus. Mason with the basketball. We'll also see Carson Brown in and Jackson Whitworth. Whitworth turns it over into the hands of Hart. To Strong, back to Hart with 1:18 to go. Hart drives and has a shot blocked by Carson Brown. Brown takes it away. Quickly in the outlet, they get it up to Whitworth on the far side. Now to Brown. Brown over to Dehoff. Squares for the trifecta, well off the mark. Brown is there to put it back up and in. How about that for Carson Brown?
Make it now 12-7. Advantage timeout called by Cheyenne South.
Chad DeBryan calls a timeout, which will allow us some time. 12-7 our score. Back after this 30-second timeout you're listening to and watching High School Hoops on 1480 KRAE.
At the Cheyenne Regional Heart and Vascular Institute, you're welcomed with the warmth of a community hospital and cared for with help from the most advanced technology in the industry. With our full spectrum of in-house heart services and procedures, you can get the treatment you need, recover, and get right back out there, all while remaining close to home. Find out more at CheyenneRegional.org/heart.
Lead by 5 right now, Nick, 12-7. Once again, we want to remind everybody coming up at 4:30, which we have to leave this venue and go over to the Ford Wyoming Center.
Across town, yeah.
Yeah, so we got to get set up over there for a 4:30 contest. This one was supposed to tip off at 1:30, which we would have hoped it did. Right now, it is about 35 minutes behind. Central and South do have the capability of catching up, but we might be able to get 3/4 in on this contest. In the backcourt is Hernandez. He'll bring it over the timeline. Hernandez dumps it down low. Poundney. And he'll be fouled from behind, as it will be Dehoff who commits the personal foul. So Marcus Dehoff, if I'm not mistaken, that's 2 on him.
That's 2 on him. Team's 5th called against Cheyenne Central.
Poundney at the line to shoot a pair. First shot on the way is good. South hanging around here in quarter number 1. We'll see Noah Hagberg come in. Hagberg is a junior, 6-footer. He will come in for Strong. Hagberg usually is the guy who likes to grab all those charges. Pretty good on the defensive side, not much of a prolific scorer. Second shot is also good by Poundney. And we sit at 12-9 here in the closing seconds. Poundney trying to steal the basketball down court, knocks it out. It will be out to the Central Indians. It will be Brown loading it up. Brown to Dehoff. Dehoff pump fakes. That is good for Mason Dehoff. Nice job by Mason along the baseline. Hart into the near court. Sends it back near center court to Hernandez. Hernandez terminates his dribble out to Poundney with 24 seconds left. Poundney takes a quick look at the clock and then sets up the offense, sends it back to Hernandez. Hernandez to Hagberg. Hagberg wants to drive inside on Collier, has to kick it back out to Wilmarth. Wilmarth now to Hart with about 8 seconds left. Hart terminates the dribble, gives it off to Poundney. Poundney wants to and he will carry it, turns it over. He was looking for some help, and you can see that disaster happening right there where he looked, and then all of a sudden his hand went over the top of the basketball. 3.7 seconds left. Will Central launch one from Steph Curry range? We'll see.
We saw it from Sam Shumway against Cheyenne East.
Brown will launch one from center court. Good! Holy cow! You got to be kidding me. Carson Brown with a big tray at the horn. Central 17, South 9. Back after this 30-second timeout. You're listening and watching High School Hoops on 1480 KRAE.
Enjoy a delicious donut made from the Donut Shop in their bright pink building at 416 Central Avenue next to the Diamond Horseshoe Cafe. Bonnie invites everyone to stop on in and enjoy their freshly made donuts featuring glazed, maple, chocolate-filled donuts, Long John, cinnamon rolls, and so much more. Stop on in and grab your favorite donut or get a dozen or two from the Donut Shop at 416 Central Avenue or call and place your donut orders at 426-4013. The Donut Shop is open Monday through Sunday from 4:30 in the morning till 3 p.m. In the 1960s, Bruce Lee said,
along with Nick Proietti as we are back at Natrona High School. How about Carson Brown? And you can see from our venue where we're at here in the balcony, you could see that thing was going to go in. And, and it was almost like the Red Sea parted for him.
Well, and again, we've seen Cheyenne Central take those circus shots plenty, especially around half or again at the end of the game. And again, it made it again, most notably with Sammy Shumway. Again, he's had some big-time three-pointers and again some theatrical shots. Again, most notably there at the end of Cheyenne East versus Cheyenne Central a couple weekends ago, where again he attempted to did tie that ball game. Again, immediately at least causing the foul. And again, Cheyenne East coming away with the victory in that one.
Wilmarth will bring it into Hart as we open up quarter number 2. Over to Hernandez Strong back in the lineup. Central with their starting 5 on the floor. Hernandez, and again, Central right now smothering the defense. On the Bison, Hernandez, long-range jumper, that is no good. As Sawyer comes down with the board quickly to Brown. Brown to DeHoff. Again, that is Marcus DeHoff. Sawyer on top. On the angle to Brown. Brown, again, they're staying outside the arc and just doing a little bit of weaving. And then, oops, the brakes gave out on Shumway, and he'll travel with it. We'll see Chase Talich back in again as well. Again, Talich coming off a Christmas ankle break, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah.
And it was not basketball related. But looks like he's motoring about pretty well on the floor right now for the Indians, and it's good to see that young man back on the floor. Again, we saw a very good football season from him as well for the Indians. Hernandez trying to get inside. Wilmarth over to Hart. Hart pump fakes, won't take the shot. Inside they go to Strong. Strong at the high post. Now backs it out top of the key, then dumps it back to Caden Hart. Hart wanting to get inside. That's shut down. In and out of the hands of Wilmarth, they'll turn it over. So for South, a big turnover, and for Cheyenne Central, as we mentioned, with the return of Talich. Also for Cheyenne East, we saw yesterday Coulter McAnally without the cast and was in uniform. So that also was good too.
But did not see any action. That's the difference. Again, see if he'll be taxed of service today for Cheyenne East.
And Sawyer being harassed at the high block. Gets it into Brown. Brown spin around move off Powney. Left it short. Got it off the palm. You can see that from up here. That's what we're seeing a lot of basketball with Central and East. It's been off the palms. How about Hernandez for a trifecta? He scatters on down, hits from the outside, and it's a 17-12 score in favor of the Indians. Shumway on top to Talich. Talich wants to get inside. He'll use that big frame. Left it short off the front of the iron. Gets his own rebound and will be grabbed by Pountney. That'll be his second. It was nice, though, to see Talich charge through that lane and take a crack at it.
Team's fifth whistle against Cheyenne South here.
Talich will be shooting a pair of the 6'5" junior. Central leads by 5 here in the first half. First shot on the way, and that would be your good old-fashioned air ball.
Well off to the right-hand side.
Hagberg will come in for Pountney. That one had a little Hoosiers on that with the manager shooting. That was not even close. Second shot, though, that's off the front of the iron. And the rebound pulled down by Strong, so Talich can't convert on both attempts. Hernandez over to Hart, far side. Again, Central man-on-man defense. They'll double team you. Hagberg works on Talich. They go body to body, and Talich will commit the personal foul.
Team 6 whistled against the Indians here. For Talich, it'll be his first.
Thing too, you will see with coming off injury, you try to do too much right away. That was one of those where he didn't really need to jump into Hagberg. Hagberg misses the free throw. I think just height-wise alone, Talich would be able to put a paw on it, not without leaving his feet. Second shot, and missed. So both free throws missed by Hagberg, and the lead remains at 5 for Central. It's 17-12. Far side is Brown. Dumps it down low to Sawyer. Sawyer harassed inside, grabbed by Hernandez, I do believe.
6 whistle going against Cheyenne South there.
And that will be his first. Hagberg will step on out, and we will see Pountney back in.
How about this for Cheyenne Central again? Only a 5-point lead here in the second quarter. South making this an entertaining ball game.
Nice movement down low, and Whitworth blew the bunny. Again, Central got the ball down low to Whitworth, rushing the shot, and then I think got a loose ball foul call on the Indians.
And again, it will be shooting time as that is the 7th whistle going against the Indians. Bonus time for Cheyenne South.
I didn't catch who the foul was on.
It looked like it was on Sawyer. He'll pick up his second.
Central Indians here in the quarter have nothing to show for the first 2 minutes and 40 seconds. It will be Wilmarth at the line, one, and most importantly, critical, hitting the that opportunity to get the bonus. He'll bend at the knees, eye it, fire it, and can't get it to go. Rebound pulled down by Pountney. In the corner, Hernandez for 3. Bang! And Gabe Hernandez with a pair of trays here in the quarter. And Jim Schaefer wants a timeout. Don't blame him. Indians lead 17-15. We'll be back after a 30-second timeout. You're listening to and watching High School Hoops on 1480 KRAE.
In the 1960s, Bruce Lee said, "Be water, my friend." The meaning of that advice has been debated ever since. Here at First Tier Bank, we believe he meant that preserving your liquid assets in a high-yield money market account can get you a decent yield on your funds while maintaining your liquidity in choppy financial markets. We've got some of the best money market rates around, and we'd like to invite you to be water and make your liquid assets work for you. Stop by or call First Tier Bank today with 2 locations to serve you at 1508 Stillwater Avenue and 1800 Cary Avenue in downtown Cheyenne. Or check us out at firsttierbanks.com. First Tier Banks, member FDIC.
Huddled about, that smile's not a happy smile, trust me. So 7-15 our score, 17-15. Indians at times okay, other times flat as a tire. Brown on top, they go to Tafoya, who's checked in. Inside, they go to Talich. Talich using that big body with the left hand off the glass. Good. So the Indians on the board here in quarter number 2. And with a 4-point advantage, 19-15. Whitworth guarding hard as he gets it over the timeline. Back to Wilmarth. Almost lost it on an over and back. Bad pass, but Hernandez ends up with it. Hernandez steps back, 17-footer off the back of the iron. Skyer for the rebound, battling around Wilmarth. Wilmarth's pass is tipped away by Shumway. And then Hart, being harassed by Shumway, will double team it as Sammy gives a big clap of the hands and says, "Let's go." So again, maybe they're trying to pump a little air in that tire, Nick, but they are flat here in quarter number 2.
Indians, though, with a 4-point lead here.
Brown on top. You mentioned this earlier. Brown has a significant height advantage, but they won't get the ball to him. They tried that time, and it's taken away by Wilmarth. Wilmarth into the hands of Strong on the turnover. Strong inside, works on Brown, throws one up, can't get it to go. Rebound battle for by Brown and Hernandez, and I think Hernandez may be on the reach-in, and that's not a good call. And I don't think that's the right call on Gabe Hernandez.
That'll be the 7th whistle going against Cheyenne South. Bonus time for the Indians. Again, for Hernandez, he'll pick up his 2nd foul.
Anything, that should have been a jump ball as Hernandez was battling. Brown never even really had the basketball. So JB will go to the line. He'll shoot 1 in penalty.
Kind of goes on par with the refereeing out here. Again, Casper been a little bit suspect, especially this building.
And you know what? We can sit, gripe, and moan, and you and I have had our share this season. Brown misses it, gets his own rebound, puts one up from about 5. He can't get it to go. Ball tapped by the Fightin Bison, but they're going to say last touch by, I think it was Dehoff, Mason Dehoff, who checked in. But like I said, you know, again, we know the situation times, and referees don't want to come out and do this anymore. They have a hard time bringing in a new crop, and you have some of these recycled guys that are just not that good. And yet they're doing varsity basketball. That's the best they can do. These are not all-star officials that are up here this weekend. We can tell you that right now. We've seen that. We even saw that at the yesterday over at Sweet Erickson. Shumway takes the ball away, gets it to Brown, now to Carson Brown is checked in. Driving along the baseline, losing the handle is Dehoff. As Mason loses it, it slips right out of his hands, but to Carson Brown, he takes it up to the hole, and he will be fouled.
The team's 8th whistle gets a Fightin Bison, as that one will go against Parsons. He'll pick up his 2nd.
Caden Parsons for the Bison, picking up the foul. Brown, that one pinballed out. Got to be something in these rims, Nick. I've never seen, you know, how this building can make good teams look really lousy. Second shot is good. It's almost like you have to be perfect on your shot. You know what I'm saying? Hernandez pulls up. 15-footer. That's off the back of the iron. Shumway tried to keep it alive. And it's last touched, I do believe, by Coach. Who touched it? Now they're going to discuss it.
Coach O'Brien said it should be Cheyenne South basketball, but.
And they're going to say it's Central basketball. But, you know, I go back to, you know, we talk about the guys in the stripes. Am I right? Again, I've seen a lot of these guys throughout the course of the year, and we've had the same knock.
Probably has something to do with, again, the referee shortage that, again, our state is experiencing, along with others, that, again, you got to deal with what you got.
Brown, and we got an illegal screen on Mason Dehoff, if I'm not mistaken. So Mason Dehoff picks up the personal. That should be his first.
Team's 8th called against the Indians.
And right there, Jim Schaefer has some words with the official, who has his own idea of what the foul was. And then that will be a foul as Shumway's over the back, and now the game has come to a complete stall. This is where Central's not good when the game slows down. They got to be an up-tempo team. So Strong will go to the line, and I do believe we are still with 1-1. So Jonathan, who is 1 for 1 from the free throw line, will eye it, fire it. Perfect.
And again, this benefits Cheyenne South as well, too. It slows down this high-powered offense that is Cheyenne Central. And again, here we go for Cheyenne South. They're only down by 4 at this point. Again, a team that came in with shirts of why not us. And again, they're kind of proving it right now.
Central will go with the height. They'll bring Talich in, and we'll sit down Shumway. So they'll slow it down a little bit. And Strong converts on both free throws. So for Jonathan, he's got 5. Brown, that's Carson Brown on the far side. On top to go to Tafoya. Tafoya now to Mason Dehoff. Dehoff inside to go to Brown. Brown pump fakes, has his shot partially blocked by Parsons. And also, too, looked like as it was blocked into the side portion of the standard. Let's see who touched it last as it went out. It will be out to Central. 2:37 to go here until halftime. 20-17. Dehoff on top to Talich, lob it down low for Brown. He hits the floor, and the foul will be whistled. If it's on Pownley, that'll be his 3rd.
Team's ninth called against Cheyenne South. As it will go against Powney. He'll pick up his third foul. So, again, a couple Fighting Bison and foul difficulty early on.
And you know, I'm not going to say this in disrespect, but fouling Brown's not a bad thing. He's 2 for 5. First shot on the way is no good.
A little long and strong on that one.
I mean, Powney's going to have to suffer his third foul, and he's going to have to sit down. But again, you know, you put a Brown at the free throw line right now, and he's struggling, as are the Indians in general. Second shot, no good as well. So, I mean, it kind of bodes well for the Fighting Bison to have a chance to either tie, come within one.
I was going to say, for Cheyenne South, it kind of becomes a hack-a-shack kind of moment of, again, going after the big guy.
Hart, man-on-man defense again by Central. Hernandez on the far side. Works on DeHoff defensively. Bad pass taken away by Carson Brown off the window and good. How about Carson Brown right now for Cheyenne Central as he has 8 points. Another ball stolen away by Brown. Hagberg on top of him and a whistle. So it will be Carson Brown at the free throw line. The foul. Let's see who it's on.
That'll be the 10th whistle going against Cheyenne South, as that will go against Caden Hart. He'll pick up his first.
So Hart, along with Hagberg, were battling.
Indians in the double bonus now to round out this first half.
1:58 to go until halftime. Carson Brown coming off the bench right now for the Indians has 9 of their 23 points.
Yeah, again, you look at, the starting 5 for Cheyenne Central. Again, they only have 10 between 3 of them.
Whitworth, Shumway, nada. Brown battling for the rebound. And last touch by Strong. We'll have Collier come in. Bronson Collier, he will come in for Brown. Brown has 5, Sawyer 2. Willinger is not suited up. And Marcus DeHoff in place of Willinger has 2 points. So there's your starting 5 with less than 10 points. Tafoya, top of the key, terminates the dribble, now to Carson Brown. Brown had an open 3, didn't take it, now drives past Parsons, and Parsons knocks it out of bounds. Interesting. They would rather go for the hoop than take the outside shot. Inbounds will come to Talich. Talich drives on the baseline, and he is fouled by Hart.
That'll be 11th whistle going against Cheyenne South here in the half.
That was interesting the way Talich landed, too. Did you see that? I kind of paused a little bit, but he smiled. So maybe that's what you need sometimes. You need that type of little pounding there to get your heart racing and like, oh, okay, I can play basketball again. Talich hits the first free throw.
How about the starting 5 for Cheyenne South? All of them with minimum 2 fouls apiece.
Second shot is, it hangs on the back of the iron, no good. Talich 1 for 4 from the free throw line. Wilmarth to Strong. Strong steps back for an NBA 3. That won't go. Ball tapped around. Collier can't come away. Loose on the floor, hold everything. And a whistle's aplenty here from this group.
Let's see another possible foul going against Cheyenne South.
That'll be on Bronson Collier.
Or actually, yeah, so that will go against Cheyenne Central. They'll pick up their 10th foul. Bonus time for both teams now. Again, 21 whistles so far in the first half.
21 whistles.
Of a postseason game.
And we're only 35 minutes behind time. Strong will be at the line to shoot 2. First shot is good.
But again, this benefits Cheyenne South in a big way. Again, slowing down the pace.
Absolutely.
Only down by 6.
You're a Fighting Bison fan. You should feel pretty good. Strong with 6 points, looking for point number 7. He's got it. Well, he's been consistent at the free throw line. He's 5 of 5. Talich down the floor as they will swing around outside, and then a whistle away from the basketball. That's going to be on Bronson Collier. No, it's going to be on Jonathan Strong. Strong was clapping like it was going to be on Collier. 3 now on Jonathan. Ouch.
Pounding and Strong with 3 fouls. So again, 2 of the main 5 for Cheyenne South again in foul difficulty.
Collier will be at the free throw line. It's been an adventure for Cheyenne Central. First shot is no good. and the adventure continues.
As I'll alert you that, again, we're coming up on 2:45 right now, or right at 2:45.
Yep.
And we have not even hit half. We might have to skedaddle at half.
And we're going to apologize for doing that right now in advance. This thing has slowed to a crawl. And again, like we said, that could be in favor of South. Brown comes down with the rebound and the putback, the foul after Collier misses. So Brown will get the bucket, the harm. Who committed the foul? That is going to be on Parsons. That's Parsons' third foul, and right now they are starting to add up for South. That's 3 that are in foul difficulty. Brown looking for the old-fashioned 3 and a gap. .118 left to go in the first half. As you said, it's been a foul fest.
Again, this feels like it's December right now.
Game 1 or game 2 or a scrimmage game. Hart wanting to get inside, finds Hernandez. Hernandez kicks it back out to Hart in between the loops. 65 seconds left to go. Hart loses it momentarily, gets it back, fires it over to Wilmarth. Wilmarth into the hands. Down low, they get it to Hagberg. He can't get it to go. Talich clears it away. And here come the Central Indians. A lead pass for Collier, and just a little too far out of his reach, and Central will turn it over. Hagberg will trigger it in. Does so. In the backcourt. Double team, losing the basketball and out. And another turnover by the Fightin Bison.
Stops the clock at 37.6 seconds to go here at least before half.
So for Cheyenne South.
Central with the 8-point advantage.
Hanging around. Inbounds from Whitworth to Collier. Back out to Brown. Looks like Central will hold it for 1. Brown gets past Hagberg. Pull up for 15 from 15 off the back of the iron. That's no good. Wilmarth comes down the rebound quickly to Hart. Hart puts on the brakes on the angle. Now on top. Now they'll kick it down low to Hagberg. Now to Hart with 15 seconds left to go here in the quarter. Long-range jumper. That's going to be well short. Rebound hauled in by Talich. Talich to Brown with 5 seconds to go. Brown drives along the baseline, dumps it to Collier. Collier fouled, and they don't whistle that one. So at halftime, and we're going to apologize right now that we must depart because it's a 10-minute halftime, and our window was 3 o'clock, 3:15. We're going to have to wrap things up on this side. We will tell you that Central leads 27-19 here at the intermission. 27-19 will quickly get you some stats, and then we will call it a quick broadcast. We will be back with you around 4:15. That will be the first game in the new session over at Casper, at the Event Center, the Ford Wyoming Center, and it will be the Burns Lady Broncs. They will match up with the Sundance Lady Bulldogs semifinal action. Our next contest will follow at 9 o'clock, as we will have the Pine Bluffs Hornets and the Wind River Cougars into a semifinal action. So girls first, boys on deck. Unfortunately, we can't bring you the conclusion of this one, but we will tell you here at halftime for the Indians as they lead 27-19. And again, for both teams, I'm hope I have the right numbers here, Nick. For Cheyenne Central, 5. I got them down for 9 fouls in the first half. And for the Fightin Bison, I have them unofficially at 13 team fouls, so 22 fouls in the first half. Holy cow.
Somewhere around there, yeah.
That is absolutely ridiculous. And again, this one is being too tightly called, not letting the kids play. Again, next week, you would venture to say, at both Swede Erickson and at the
well, it won't be at the Swede because, again,
excuse me. Oh, it's going to be back here in the dungeon.
Back here, yeah.
This is Dungeon Part 2. You will have to agree with me. Next week, these games got to be a little faster, so we'll see how things go. So for the Indians, it was James Brown leading the way along with Carson Brown, so both Browns, James and Carson. For James, he had in the first half 9 points, 2 points for Joe Sawyer out of that starting 5, along with Marcus Dehoff. So that total right there kind of gives you an indication that things were not going too well for the starting 5. Shumway did not score. Whitworth did not score. 2 points off the bench for Mason Dehoff. And for Carson Brown off the bench, he came in with 9 points. Bronson Collier did not score. He missed on 2 free throws. Chase Talich had 3 points. He was 1 of 4 from the free throw line. Looking at Brown's total from the free throw line, 2 of 3, 3 of 4. He is 3 of 8, 37% from the free throw line. Sawyer was 2 of 2. And for Carson Brown, he was 2 of 4. Collier 0 for 2. So again, as a team, they are probably shooting under the Mendoza line right now without my stat calculated with me. For the South High Fighting Bison, they are being led at the intermission by Gabe Hernandez. He has 8 of their 19 points, 2 points for Robert Pountney, but he sits on 3 fouls. Jonathan Strong also sits on 3 fouls. He has 7 points for the South High Fighting Bison. Hagberg did not score. Hart has 2. And for Dylan Wilmarth, he did not score. He missed a free throw. But on the positive side for Cheyenne South, they went in the first half, Nick, if you work on this, they went 7 of 10 from the free throw line, 70%.
Again, it was impressive first half, but again, it's something that for Cheyenne South as they're looking to pull off the upset. They're in prime position to do it here again with the way that this game is kind of slowed down. And again, I think that hugely benefits Cheyenne South. And again, hopefully, again, we shall see. We're pulling for either team, but again, for Cheyenne South, the little engine that could, hopefully they can pull off that upset. As again, Cheyenne South looking to get back in that state tournament for the first time in, I think, a long, long time.
Well, due to the last 2 games going rather lengthy, and of course this one came to a quick slowdown with about 2.5 minutes to go, we are going to have to wrap things up. We apologize again to Central and to South fans. It's 27-19. When we come back on there, obviously we'll have the final score for you from this contest. Central leads at the intermission. We will be back, and we will talk to you from the Ford Wyoming Center coming up at around 4:15. Lady Bronx of Bern semifinal action against the Lady Bulldogs of Sundance. It's an all-Eastern semifinal coming up over at the Ford Wyoming Center. On the boys' side, Pine Bluffs at 9 o'clock, 3 out of the 4 from the east side as well. So it's going to be an interesting evening of basketball coming from the Ford Wyoming Center. Talk to you around 4:15 later on this afternoon. For Nick Proietti, and a thank you to Lanny Daces back of the house, I'm Larry Proietti. We will say adios for now. Again, halftime, Central 27, South 19.